section, we're gonna explain the concept of workers, wages and compensation, and employers-employees relationship in the perspective of Islam. In Islam, Allah honors labor. If labor is viewed as a means of production in a capitalist economy, they are just like a production machines which only seem to maximize profit by a company. However, Islam opposes the idea and develops a social system based on brotherhood and affection as a family. Islam describes employers-employees relationship that no one is greater, although the corporation has capital owners, shareholders, and workers. Employers-employees relationship are familial, collaborative, and mutualistic. Nobody should oppress the other, as both must rely on each other. Humans are not connected to meet each other's need, which is selfish. Next, in determining compensation to the workers, Islam emphasizes the concept of humanity and brotherhood. If the employers act contradictorily, there will be a surplus of workers. If supply and demand do not work together in an ethical way, employers may be able to take advantage of their workers in an unacceptable way. Employers should ensure its workers to meet their basic needs. The Islamic ideas of brotherhood and kindness, al-ukhwah and al-ihsan, says that this must be done. And also, it is against Islamic ideas of human rights, fairness, and justice to give special treatment for certain people when it comes to pay and promotion. Furthermore, Islam says that employers and employees must treat each other with respect. Islam says that Allah will punish those who mistreat their workers. Employees are seen as managers who provide valuable organizational and intellectual expertise, while employees are providing energy, mentally and physically. Their reliable work will help their employers and the public as a whole. As a reward for their employees' hard work, Islam makes employers accountable. The law says that they can't make their employees work against their will, and employers can't make their workers work too much by extending the workday or giving them hard tasks that wear them out. The employers are also responsible for any accidents that occur at work, as they need to look after their employees' safety and health. Other than that, employers have to train their workers because it makes them more productive and makes society as a whole more productive.
One of the concerns in workers' welfare is that the well-being of disabled workers is being neglected. People with disabilities can be defined as persons with disabilities, including those who have long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments which in interactions with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. The Islamic viewpoint declares the right of underprivileged persons and defines society's obligations and duty to such disadvantaged citizens. Among the challenges frequently encountered by these people include the lack of facilities for the disabled, such as specific toilets, resting areas, and parking, primarily for them since there are many more agencies that are unaware of the needs of people with disabilities. In addition, disabled workers face unfavorable consequences in terms of social functioning and career growth. According to Wong's research, employers and CO workers have a negative stigma in which they compare underprivileged individuals with people who have the capacity to see in a negative way. Indirectly, having that type of stigma will lead to job discrimination against workers with visual difficulties. Workers with vision impairments, for example, are not offered the option to engage in practices and courses on a continual basis. Not only that, but they are not given the opportunity to get promoted. It demonstrates how employers disregard their rights and are prejudiced against them until they feel lonely and ignored.
Even though Malaysia is a Muslim majority country, Muslim workers in Malaysia face religious discrimination regularly, to the point where religious discrimination in Malaysia is quite concerning. Before we proceed with our main discussions, we must first define what is religious discrimination. According to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commissions, religious discrimination is when an employee is mistreated because of their religious beliefs. Among the examples of religious discrimination observed is that employers prohibit Muslim female workers from wearing their headscarves in the workplace. In addition, Muslim workers have been reprimanded for praying by their employers, have not been given enough time to pray, as well as employers also do not allow Muslim workers to attend Friday prayers at the mosque. Religious discrimination can have many consequences for Muslim workers, including physical and emotional health, job performance, and working conditions. For instance, it can have an impact on physical health, lowering the productivity of employees who face religious discriminations. In short, employers are unconcerned about the well-being of Muslim employees who encounter religious discrimination at work, which can have serious consequences.
As a result of these issues, few ways need to be done in order to improve the welfare of the workers. all parties have their own responsibility to avoid this issue. From the study of the issue related to the disabled workers, among the ways that the researcher points out is encourage them to join the program that can socialize with the society more, as well as the program that can improve skills about the use of electronics and automotive machines to increase their job opportunities. Besides, the government also needs to play their roles in introducing the early education of the disabled from primary school, and also to encourage more involvement of disabled aided in education or skills areas. From this, people will become more respectful towards disabled people, as they know that disabled people also have the same right as them. Besides, another way to improve and to guard the rights of Muslim workers from the discrimination is the provision of the contract before starting certain job. We as a Muslim, we need to ensure the rights of us stated in the contract of certain jobs, such as allowing male workers attending Friday prayers at mosques, wearing hijab for female workers and more. This can ensure the Muslim workers to voice out their rights if there are any problems occur in the future. To conclude, workers' welfare is vital, and the organizations must ensure the provision of this welfare towards workers. According to Islamic teachings, all humans, including laborers, are created equal in the sight of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Thus, Islam has never advocated hatred of wealth and the wealthy in the sense that socialism does. It also does not unleash individual freedom in the sense that capitalism is understood. As a result, employers in Islamic countries are expected to treat their employees like brothers.